to the Hope on the Hard Road podcast, where you and your family can find community, find encouragement, and find hope for the road ahead. Hey guys, that's a wrap for season 4.
Yeah, we had so many great episodes this season, and we can't wait for season 5, starting in August.
That's right. Guys, we can hardly believe we're headed into year 5 of the podcast.
We have some incredible guests coming on this season, many of whom you already know and follow. So be sure to follow the podcast and our YouTube channel to catch all the new episodes in season 5. You won't want to miss any of this season coming up.
Speaking of this season coming up, if you or your business would like to sponsor any episode, simply reach out to us at info@hopeonthehardroad.org.
And if you like this podcast, send us a comment or rating. It really helps to push the podcast out there so that other families can find it and follow to hear heartfelt family stories and expert insights from the special needs community.
Community is everything. So with summer coming up, don't forget to stay involved. If you are here in the San Diego area, be watching for our local events coming up, like our Dad's Day Out and our Hope Community events for families in June.
And whether you're local, in another state, or abroad, sign up for our monthly e-blasts and follow us on social media to get the latest on resources and more.
We hope you all have an amazing summer. But first, before we take a break, we want to take some time to listen back to some highlights from season 4. Let's get started.
So if we can set up our spaces and set up our homes and our routine so that we can find things that, again, reduces our stress, it reduces our anxiety, it helps with that overwhelm that we're feeling all the time, and it gives us time back, truly.
Would love the listeners to hear, number one, that feeling. If you're feeling awful, like, validate that, sit in that, like, allow that to be. Don't just tell yourself, like, oh, I need to change my mindset. We all have preconceptions. And that's what we're giving up on, is our preconceptions. We are not giving up on having dreams for our child. Like, I've got all kinds of dreams for both of my kids. But there are a ton of preconceptions that I'm still working on letting go of.
So just don't give up. Yeah. Don't just take your child for face value as to where they are right now, but instead have a vision for where you'd like to see your child be, where your child is saying that they want to be. And try to work toward that, and have your team help you. And it is possible that you can work collaboratively with your team and they can help you help your child reach those goals. It's very, very possible. And I've seen it many, many times.
What I would want to share with those listeners is that there can be peace of mind. Having clarity about the essentials for success means being confident about asking the right questions, selecting the right services, moving in the right direction, even around detours. But peace of mind is possible when you have that clarity.
So there are certified and credentialed counselors out there for you to talk to and get information specific to your situation, specific to your benefits package that benefits that you receive. Mm-hmm. So it's really important to just keep asking questions and get connected to the right people. For SSI folks, you're always going to want to, you're going to work with someone who's going to give you a calculation. This is how much you think you're going to earn. This is how much you're going to earn. Let's look at what that's going to look like for you. And let me teach you how to report to Social Security. There's so many different ways to report to Social Security. Benefits counselors also talk about that. Like, how do you think you want to report this? So, some people need a lot of help in the very beginning to sort of navigate all this, and then they eventually get the hang of it, right? But getting benefits counseling either through a credentialed or certified benefits counselor is really a good way to get started.
And when you don't know how to pray, or you don't know what to pray, or you're so sad and in almost despair that you're just crying out to him, that he listens to you, and he listens and he hears you, and he cares so deeply about all the things that you care about and you're struggling with. So
surround yourself with a body of believers that can encourage and support you. So that doesn't always look like those with disabilities, but be proactive about that, getting plugged into a church community, into a group of people that can see you and to help carry.
Instead of living in those what ifs, I want to live in the the present, to live with him, to like, we're not guaranteed tomorrow. None of us are. And so why live in this hypothetical when you could just do your best today? And even if it's overwhelming, like knowing, like celebrating the little things, like the laughter, the smile, the cuddle, like we're never guaranteed that. And so I think just learning to not keep your mind from the what ifs and just be in the present.
In this space of entanglement, our deepest cries mix with our purest form of love for another person. And we find ourselves able to live in the space between heaven and earth, where the paradox of sadness and peace can coexist.
When we think of winning, we think of victory, as Eric said, and know your end game as a couple. Do you want better communication, better understanding of one another's motivations? We talked about what's your why, what's your spouse's why. Do you want more peace in your marriage? Questions to think about.
Mm-hmm. This is where that counselor piece can also come into play to help that a lot. So what does winning look like to each of you?
No, this is not what we asked for our marriage to look like and maybe what we thought would be best. And yet we see the Lord's hand in it and we believe that he's doing good in it because we see the fruit of it. And just to hold on to that hope.
We're in the struggle together, so not doing it alone. So finding other people to be transparent with.
Trust your gut. Our instincts as parents are there for a reason. And I think for the longest time, I tried to just either do what, the books were saying or other people were saying. And if I had been a little bit more truer to myself and listened to myself, I probably would have gotten there faster.
Right now, if you're anything like I was, you're probably worried about both your child, you're worried about your marriage, and you're worried about yourself. And like, am I going to be happy? You think like, okay, is this ever going to be okay again? And I would say to people, particularly dads that I've talked to, absolutely, like you may be unhappy 15 years from now, but don't blame it on your daughter.
Yeah, I think the Lord is faithful. And so if you're a Christian, cling to him. If you're not, I would just ask, hey, God, are you real? Jesus, are you real? Like, show yourself to me. I would say don't do life alone as well. Find another mom friend that you can connect with and just sharing your life with, praying with, encouraging. I think that's a huge one too.
And it's hard when you're a special needs parent, especially you may not be in a church like the one I described or in a community like the one you guys live, but you need to continue to have the hope that if I keep persevering, it may take years, it'll be worth it. And we've been through some hard years where we didn't know what to do. Our sons were reacting to the food they were eating and all that, but you just keep enduring. And then one day you look up and you're like, how did we get here? That's how it feels. I remember where we were and I see where we are. And so you have to kind of go, embrace the journey and know that it will end well. Not everything ends in crisis. There will be tough times. You have to endure. And I believe that I believe that hope prevails and that in the end, many more parents will be smiling and joyful as they realize we didn't give up. I think that's the biggest thing. Do not give up and keep going. And I think they'll be telling their story just like we're telling our story at some point.
Pushed away or misunderstood in the past. So, that's my hope, is that we can just be collaborative. We can work together, get people in community.
With ADHD and autism, you see a really high comorbidity with anxiety and depression symptoms. I feel like a lot of times those diagnoses at some level and in some people, they're invisible. And so the child or the teen is struggling and nobody knows why. And so delving a little deeper into what's going on there, both the learning challenges, the focus challenges, the social challenges, and then also anxiety and depression are all kind of happening at the same time.
There are so many people in this helping profession that want to be there for you. All you have to do is take that first step to reach out and ask for it. And I can promise that it will be there for you.
Thanks for listening.
And have a great summer, you guys. Check out the show notes to find resources and contact information for today's episode.
Yeah, and if you like the podcast, please share it with others and be sure to follow us so you won't miss an episode.
We love to hear from our listeners, so leave us a comment or rating and connect with us on social media or on our website at hopeonthehardroad.org.